Okay, so we're gonna start our language lesson, lesson 89, and we're on page 99, and we're looking at the top where it talks about helping verbs. A helping verb helps the main verb to show the action. So I see that you have some helping verbs here on the helping hands. And Mrs. McLaughlin had told me that she gave you guys kind of like a little trick to know if a verb needs a helper. And does anybody remember and can tell me what, Leanna?
One of them is when it has an N, and then the other one is when it has a short U.
Okay, very good. So she said yes, if it needs a helper, if it ends in an N sound, and it might not even be an N, but it might be an N sound, right? And if it has a short U sound, that gives you a clue that the verb needs a helper. So let's look at our past, present, and needs a helping verb. We're going to look at that chart. It says the helping verb and action verb together are called a, Chase?
A phrase.
A verb
Verb
phrase.
phrase.
Yes, when we put them together. So an example of that is has given, as in Mark has given his mother a hug. Mark has given, we have the helper that's going with given, which ends in an N sound, that comes together to make a verb phrase. So it's showing us here in this little chart the past version or the present version and the past. Take, took, give, gave, drive, drove, ride, rode. And then the form of the verb that needs a helping verb is taken, given, driven, and ridden. So let's look at think A. It says in each sentence, underline the correct verb in parentheses 2 times. The helping verbs are underlined for you. So, yes, Mrs. McLaughlin said that she wanted to be sure that you knew to underline both the help, when it's not underlined, to underline the whole verb, even if it's not just the one that you're choosing from your parentheses, so that you have the whole phrase underlined. So let's start over with Brantley first, and can you do number 1, Brantley?
Carl and I took a long walk today.
So took does not need a helper, right? That's the past tense, took a long walk. Okay, Georgia, can you do number 2?
We had ridden in the car to the library.
Okay, so we see that helping verb there, right? Had, so we knew it's gonna be the one with the N, and we had ridden. So it wouldn't sound right to say we had ride, right? We ride is present, means we're doing it now. Ridden means something that we did in the past. Okay, Grayson, can you read number 3?
I gave the librarian my library card.
Okay, I gave the librarian my library card. What tense is that verb? Is that present or past? Chase?
Present. No, I mean past.
Right, gave me, you did it before you, like, give, I give you this, but gave would be something that you did in the past. Okay, number 4, Elise?
Rachel give or gave her mother a birthday gift.
And which one would it be?
Gave.
Gave. Now, if you were to use give, you would have to say, I will give, or I am giving would be something that would be happening in the future, but this is something that she did in the past, so it would be Rachel gave her mother a birthday gift. Okay, Hunter, can you do number 5?
Luke's dad has taken the letters to the mailbox.
A lot of these you can kind of, once you read it, you can kind of tell what sounds correct and what doesn't, right? Because if you start to say has took, you're like, no, that doesn't sound right. And then you realize, oh, it's a helping verb, and I'm going to go with the verb that ends with N, with the N sound. Okay, number 6, Chloe.
Food was given to the hungry animals.
And is that present or past? When we read that, can you tell if that's something that's happening right now or something that happened in the past? Food was given.
That was past.
Right, very good. It happened in the past. Okay, so in think B, it says we're choosing the best verb from the chart above to complete the sentences. So we're going to look at the chart above, the one up in the top corner of your page, and we're gonna choose which one would go best in that sentence. So, our family blank a plate of cookies to our new neighbors. Dane, what would that be? Our family, what would go best in that sentence? There's two that could work.
Taken?
Would you say our family taken?
Took.
Okay, you could, if you put a helping verb, you could say our family has taken, but right now we're choosing just a verb that doesn't need a helper, and you could say took, yes. What's the other one that could work? Brantley?
Gave.
Yes, our family gave a plate of cookies, or our family took a plate of cookies, past tense. Okay, Leanna?
Sophie has ridden a horse.
Correct, very good. We have our helping verb has, and we put that with ridden. Sophia has ridden a horse before. Hunter, number 3. Or wait, was I going this way? No,
Yeah.
I'm coming this way. We're coming this way, go ahead.
No.
Was it? Okay, we're going this way, okay, your turn now. Num-
Chase's turn.
yeah, go ahead. Oh, Chase's turn to come up to the front, okay, Chase, go ahead.
My oldest brother ridden our car to school each day.
What do you think? Read
No,
that again.
Frozen.
Well, you could say, you could kind of make my oldest brother rode in the car, but that's not what we're saying. But you said, okay, my oldest brother drove our car to school each day. That would be something that happens in the past, but we're looking for the present for this one. Brantley?
I have something. When we get the helping verb one, she wants us to underline the helping verb.
Yes,
too.
that's what I was saying, that, so do you underline the verbs in these where you're even writing it in? Do you
No, we
it
underline
in?
the helping verb.
Okay, oh, so you do underline, okay.
Yes.
So we needed to underline the helping verb in number 2, Sophia has, did everybody do that?
Yes.
And then for, number 4, you're gonna underline were. And, oh wait, I'm sorry, we didn't do number 4 yet, number 3. So what
Oh.
is it then?
My oldest brother take our car to school each day.
Takes our car, you could say takes, but what would be the best one?
Drove.
Okay, my oldest brother drove our car to school each day. That's what he said, and I said that could work. That would be in the past, but what would we use for the present?
Drives.
Yes, you could say. So the one we wanna put in is, my oldest brother drives our car to school each day. Present tense. Number 4,
Both of the dogs were blank on a walk.
Both of the dogs were taken.
correct. The one with the N ending, the N sound ending, and we have the helping verb, and what's the helping verb, Riley? Were. And Mrs. McLaughlin has them on here. Did you learn them like am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been, like you learned the sets like that together? Where you
We
say
learned am, is,
Is,
are, was, were,
Oh,
had,
have, has, had, yeah, okay. So, let's see, now we're gonna go down to the remember section. It says draw a line between the subject and predicate parts of the sentence. Okay? And then we're gonna draw 2 lines under the verb or the verb phrase, and then 1 line under the subject. Okay, so, let's see.
It's Grant's turn.
Oh, right. What's number 1? What did you underline as your subject?
We have to draw a line first.
Okay, did you do it?
After.
Yeah, divide your subject and verb, and then draw 1 line under your subject and 2
After
lines
the-
under your verb.
Those.
Mhm. Did you say it?
Afterwards.
Oh, okay, the line is after Moses, so you underline Mr. Moses
What?
as your subject, and then what did you underline as your verb?
Planted.
Okay, yes. What did Mr. Moses do? He planted tomato seeds. Okay, so Chloe, why don't you do number 2? is your subject that you have one line under?
Tiny plants.
Well, tiny is an adjective describing the plants, but what's the subject?
Plants.
Plants, good. Okay, so the subject is plants. We have a line after plants, and then what's the verb?
Have grown.
Good, it's a verb phrase. Have grown, grown with a helping verb. Okay, Dane, can you do number 3 for us?
Draw one after Moses.
Read
No.
it very carefully.
Silo?
Sylvia. Sylvia. Okay, the line would be after Sylvia because that's called a compound subject, right? When we have two subjects with an and in the middle. So there's two things that are doing the action, two people that are doing the action. Mr. Moses and Sylvia. So you would underline Mr. Moses
Moses.
once and Sylvia once.
Yeah. Not
Where does
there.
your line go? You said right after Sylvia, right?
Yes.
And then what's the verb?
Move the plant.
Move the plants. We're underlining all of that.
Move.
Okay, because the plants can't do anything, right? They can't perform an action.
No.
So, moved would be the verb. Moved. Yes.
Plants can grow.
They can grow, but plant isn't a verb, right? Now, plant can be a verb. Can somebody give me a sentence where plant is a verb? Grant?
I planted a flower.
Yes, but if we talk about a plant, then it's a noun. Yes.
The plant grew.
The plant grew, so yeah, that would be, grew would be the verb, and plant would be the subject. Okay, let's look at, number 4. And it would be Leanna's turn.
After Will.
You're drawing a line after will. Well, we're drawing a line after the subject, so would will be part of the subject? Can will do an action, or is will one of our helpers? It's not one of these that are written here, but it is a helper. It's a helper we use for something that's gonna happen in the future. So we can put that with a verb and it would become a verb phrase.
After they.
Yes. So the line will be after they, we'll divide it after they, and so what does that mean they is?
Subject.
The subject, and then what's the verb in that sentence?
Will plant.
Yes, will plant. Something that you will do in the future. I will go to school, will go, I will plant. Okay, number 5, Hunter.
After family.
Okay, and so that means family is the what in the sentence?
The subject.
Yes, and then we have another future happening, and what is that? What's the verb?
Eat any delicious dinner.
Okay, so eat is part of the verb, but since it says that it's gonna happen in July, and July is not right now, we're using something to help us out, we're using the verb needs a helper.
Will eat.
Will eat, because it's happening in the future. The family will eat, so family is the subject, and will eat, because they're not, the family is eating would be something they're doing now, the family will eat is something they're doing in the future. Or, I eat a banana every day is present, right? It doesn't need help. Okay, let's see. How do you do, so do you do the back of that? Let's see.
No, I don't think so.
It's for Monday.
Okay, yes, just doing page 99 today, and then we're having a quiz. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this video off.